ਭਾਈ ਲਾਈਵ ਆਨ
ਓਕੇ
15 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ
live with 47%. ਤੇਲ ਮੰਨ ਲਓ
ਨਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਥੋੜਾ ਚੱਲਣਾ
ਆਟੋ ਪੈ ਗਈ फोटो क्लिक कर रहे यार
Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, as you guys enter the main ballroom, I'd like to ask all guests and family and friends to please kindly take your seats. Once again, as you guys enter the main ballroom, folks, I'd like to ask all guests, family and friends to please kindly be seated at this time. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, as you guys enter the main ballroom, I'd like to ask all guests to please kindly take your seats. I'd like to ask parents to please grab your kids and take your seats as well. We are going to get started momentarily. Once again, folks, please do kindly start taking your seats as you guys enter. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family friends, please come and take your seats. Once again, मैं सारे परिवार को request करता हूँ, please अपनी सीट पर बैठो इस time पे. We are going to get started momentarily. Once again, folks, please come and take your seats. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, can I have all guests please take your seats? I'd like to request parents to please grab your kids and have them seated as well. Once again, मैं सारों को request करूँगा जिन्हें भी अपनी family member आए हैं आज खुशी के मौके पे, guys, please take your seats. Please अपनी सीटें तो बैठो आज करते हैं अपना program बस थोड़े मिनट में शुरू होने जाने वाले हैं. Once again, folks, please take your seats. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, I'd like to request all guests please kindly take your seats. And there are more chairs coming per table, guys. Once again, please be patient, stay tuned. And if you guys have a seat, please find a seat. And parents, please grab your kids as well. Please make sure they're in their seats as well. And please be patient as there are more chairs coming. Thank you. Once again, special request here. Can I have all the parents please have your kids seated? Once again, can I have the parents in the room please have your kids take a seat? Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, special request I can have everyone who is standing, please take a seat. Special request there once again, जितने भी अपने family friends यार दोस्त खड़े हैं, guys, please take your seats at this time. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, please kindly take a seat. Thank you. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, family, friends, if you guys cannot find a seat, wherever you see an empty seat, please do be seated. Once again, special request है सारे जिन्हें अपने family members आए हैं, जितने भी खाली सीट अपनी तरफ, guys, please take a seat. We are going to get started momentarily. Once again, guys, please find an open seat and please be seated. Thank you.
Sajna Got your hands on me, like it's all dirty, but you look so clean. I just wanna show you what I wanna do when it's just me and you. I could be a lifeline, and I wanna make you mine. I'll never let you go. So baby, take a chance, just grab my hand. Show you a lot from that. If you're ready, we can go. Cadê me que batou? Cadê queria? Piadi, aaj kal kali raat tumhari. Ek taare dilo, haath na phado. Kadhe nahi chalda yaari, tere to maja de bhari. Usi hukum karo, hi tora kardi rehni hai, hasdi rehni hai. Tu jo sajdi rehni hai, hol ki dil mere karke zimmewari main. Ehd kalaani main, yaad gaani aadi main. Hol ki dil mere karke nede tu nede ho kade mil ke bato. Dal meri pyar di, aaj kali kali raat tumhari. Dekho taare dilo, haath na phado. Kade nahi chalda yaari, tere to maja de bhari. Usi hukum karo, I'll never let you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, how's everyone doing out there today? Can we make some noise out there? Come on! One more time on my count. 3, 1, 2, 3. Somebody scream! There we go. I love the energy in the room, folks. My name is MC Beard alongside DJ Jyoti, Master of Beats. I would like to welcome everyone to celebrate this beautiful reception night for Amarpreet and Jasmine. Everybody, Zorda Talia for your bride. Group, make some noise one more time. Come on! Alright guys, we have a very special evening lined up for you guys, and to kick it off, please direct your attention to the main doors as we begin our introductions. First up, I need everyone to make some noise, Zora Talia, and help me bring in grooms, Masi, Uncle, and Pua. Make some noise, come on!
Sorry.
Tayaji, come on! Up next, keep those hands clapping. Help me bring in the bride's mamas, mummies, Tayaji, Taiji, and foofers. Come on, make some noise out there! Noise from Mama, Mummies, Taya, Thais, and Foofers. Thank you guys. Zora, Natalia, thank you guys. Up next, I need everyone to make some noise and help me bring in all the beautiful bridesmaids. With that same energy, please help me bring in all the groomsmen! Noise and help me bring in Jasmine's brother and guy cousins. Make some noise! Jasmine's sister and girl cousins, make some noise! सारी दुनिया च जाके वेख लो उसने मुकाबला करा के वेख लो सारी दुनिया च जाके वेख लो उसने मुकाबला करा के वेख लो फिर भी किसी को चुप कर दो अरे शांत परिया बुला के वेख लो one more time, a big round of applause for brides, sisters, and girl cousins. Come on! All right. Up next, please help me bring in groom's sister and brother-in-law. Let's give it up for Gudia and Ganguran family. Up next, guys, please help me bring in groom's brother and Bobby. Make some noise for Melly and Tanya! Chakki Chakko bring in the bride's parents. Somebody make some noise for Gurcharan and Harleen! Clap those hands, come on! One more time, guys. Put it in Mummy Daddy League. Zorda Talia, guys, make some noise. Come on! And up next, please help me bring in the groom's parents. Make some noise for Pritpal and Sarji. Your bride and groom. I need to feel some love in the room. Are you guys ready to make some noise? Alright, why don't we do this? Why don't we have everyone please rise on your feet? Once again, can I have all guests, family, friends, please rise on your feet? And I want you guys to take a couple of steps forward. And if you guys look on your table, there should be a white rumal, a white napkin. I want you guys to pick it up. And I want you guys to wave it in the air, wave it in the air, wave it in the air. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Who's ready to meet your bridegroom? Somebody scream! Ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is my humble honor and privilege to introduce to you your bride and groom. Make some noise and help me welcome Amarpreet and Jasmine!
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲੀ ਸੂਟ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਜੁੜੇਗੀ ਕਦੇ ਆਪ ਕਾਲੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਲੈਣਾ ਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਏ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲੀ ਸੂਟ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਜੁੜੇਗੀ ਕਦੇ ਆਪ ਕਾਲੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਲੈਣਾ ਏ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਹੋਵੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਟੱਕਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ
Everybody sing along, sing along! Guys, that was just a little trailer of all the fun we're gonna have tonight, but as stamped, guys, can everyone please kindly take your seats? One more time, can I have all family and friends please return to your respective seats? We have the remainder of the program to continue with. As stamped, once again, please, all family members, friends, and family, please kindly take your seats. Thank you. Can I have all family members, family friends, please return to your seats. And I'd like to request our bride and groom to please make your way on the stage. Thank you. Once again, guys, a big round of applause and make some noise. And let's enjoy the next day edit. Make some noise out there. Big round of applause. Come on.
ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਠੀ ਸੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਚਾਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਮਾਰਾ
ਅੱਜ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੀਰ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ
ਸਾਡੇ ਸੰਗੀ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੋਟੇ ਕੋਟੇ ਚਾ
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਅਮਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਾਲੀਆ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਜਸਮੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਵਾ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਅਮਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ they are very caring I'm blessed with them ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਡਾਟਰ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵੀਟ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਕੁਝ ਵਰਡਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਹਿਣੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ
कमलप्रीत का जो कि विवादित कार्य ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਕੋਟਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ ਅੱਛੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਅਮਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਭਰਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਗਿਫਟ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ।
आसमां दे थले बैठे हुए दोनों कले दोवें हथ फड़िए ते कदे भी ना छड्डिए तू होवे मैं होवा मोटे रख सिर सोवा दिला वाला प्यार पाके दिलों ना जे खुले आसमां दे थले आँखों विच अख दी रूहां वाला प्यार होवे ना करे कोई वख दी कदे तू मैनू सामे कदे सामे अपनी दोवें एक दूजे कोलों जाइए ना जी थक दी दुनिया लई होके चले होवे चाहे कख पले प्यारा वाली पींग पाके कदे भी ना वड्डी आसमां दे थले बैठे हुए दोनों कले दोवें हथ फड़िए ते कदे भी ना छड्डिए तू होवे मैं होवा मोटे रख सिर सोवा दिला वाला प्यार पाके दिलों ना जी कड्डी खुले आसमां दे थले तारियां ना भरियां जो रातां लेके आई खुलियां हवां जो बातां लेके आई
दिन मेल फया मन मानया हर दिन मेल फया मन मानया
तेरा
say, Sunny and Jasmine, congratulations on a new chapter of your life. Hopefully we're going to celebrate more and more for you guys. Congratulations, you guys are the best. Wish you all the best.
Congratulations, Sunnypad and Jasmine. I'm so happy you guys found each other and great to welcome you to the family, Jasmine. You're my sister and I can't wait.
Happy. Yes. We are blessed
Thank
to
God.
be
Thank God for that.
Thank God.
And what the years they have given us together.
Yeah.
And we have beautiful kids in our life.
Yeah.
ਇਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਮੀਦਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਮੂਲੀਅਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਬੈਸਟ ਟੂ ਹੈਵ ਵਿਦ ਅਸ
Guys, one more time, make some noise out there for that amazing video. Come on! All right, guys, up next, we have a few people coming up to share some lovely words with us. Thank you, groomsmen, for that. Once again, guys, we have some people coming up to share some lovely words with us about our bride and groom. So without any further ado, please help me bring up the groom's parents. Zor Natalia, make some noise for Principal and Sir G. One more time, guys, come on! Cheers.
A very good evening. Sat Shri Akal to everyone. By God's grace, this day has come when we are celebrating this occasion with all of your presence. So, ਸਭ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪਰਮ ਪਿਤਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦਿਨ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਆ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੁਰਚਰਨ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਅੱਜ ਬੇਟੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਹੂ ਬਣੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਹਨ ਫਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਮੇਰੀ ਭੈਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਵਿਦ ਦੈਟ ਮੇਰੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਰ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸਿਸਟਰ ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ from ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਅਗੇਨ from ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ from ਨਿਊਜ਼ੀਲੈਂਡ ਬੇਟੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਈ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਨੇੜਿਓਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਅਰੀਜ਼ੋਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਗੁਜ਼ਾਰ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਘੜੀ 'ਚ ਸ਼ਮੂਲੀਅਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ and everybody who has come from not only New York but other parts of this country and ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਥੇ Cincinnati ਤੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ and Pennsylvania, New Jersey and everywhere ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਗਹਿਰਾਈਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ all the friends of Amarpreet and Manpreet who are there for cheering in and all the moments of the occasions. Thank you, guys. You did a good job. Again, ਇਹ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਨੀਆ She is the core part of this organizing this event. So that's up to you. परमात्मा ने जिस तरह मैनू ये वड्डी दिती है, मैं एक्सपेक्ट करदा कि छोटी बेटी भी मेरे नाल इस तरह ही आकर मोढ़े मोढ़ा ला के साड़ी फैमिली खड़ी होएगी. So welcome you again to the family once again and again. I'm saying कि छोटी बेटियां हम साढ़े कोल आ गई है. So हम साढ़े होर हौसले बुलंद ने. And this is not possible without her, my wife, who has given me two adorable sons. This is Manny and Sally. Come back. एक परमात्मा की देन है. शायद मेरे पिताजी ने माता जी ने कोई अच्छे कर्म किए, उन्होंने घर मैं आया, मेरे घर ये आए और उस तो बाद इन्हें मैंने दो एडोरेबल किड्स देते. ये सारे किड्स साढ़े वास्ते आज की दुनिया जिस तरह मैं देखता हाँ, मेरा ख्याल है कि असी ब्लैस्ड हाँ और उस परमात्मा का हमेशा कोटान शुकराना. इस असी मैं ही शुकराना कर सकता और अरदास करना कि आप सब नूं भी जिन्हों ने भी औलाद है उन्होंने परमात्मा समझिया बख्शे. असी बच्चों के लिए समझिया मांगते हैं हमेशा. और मैं चाहना कि जिन्हें भी इतने पेरेंट्स बैठे हैं उन्होंने इस तरह की औलाद मिले और असी जिस तरह खुश होने देख के उन्होंने जिस तरह साढ़े माड़े जे भी साढ़े कोई तकलीफ सानू होंदी है तो वो साढ़े नाल शामिल होंगे हैं. मैं चाहना कि आप सारे की भी बच्चों इसी तरह परमात्मा समझिया बख्शे. ये मेरी अरदास है सारे वास्ते. मैंने कितने परिवार मिलिया हुआ है जो असी कले सीगे. मैं लास्ट टाइम भी आज तो 3 साल पहला भी बोलिया सीगा कि when I came to this country I was alone and then only I had Sarabjit and my kids, nobody was else. My family was not here. As I told you, my sister came after first time to India and she's 60 years old now, younger than me. So she was first, my sibling who came over here just to see me and see us in this event. So, एक सारे परिवार मिला हुआ है and we are blessed to have Gurdwara Sant Sagar. एक परिवार thanks to Baba जी, Baba Sajjan Singh, साढ़े पिताजी ने उन्होंने एक फादर का दर्जा सी देने हैं साढ़े नाल जिस तरह वो रहते हैं जिस तरह साढ़ा विचरते हैं. और जो साढ़ा परिवार गुरद्वारा संत सागर की संगत बनी है, मेरा ख्याल है कि सारे गुरुद्वारे के विच इस तरह का ही मेल मिलाप और सहयोग होना चाहिए. एक जुटता एक पारिवारिक संबंध होने चाहिए ने. मेरे ख्याल है कि असीं प्रोग्रेस कर सकते हैं. कभी तुहानूं कोई घाट महसूस नहीं होती, कोई काम होंदा है, कोई साढ़े नाल किसी तरह की खुशी देखो सब आगे बढ़ के शामिल होते हैं. तो थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू वेरी मच. एक मेरा दोस्त 55 इयर्स के बाद मेरे आज भी मेरे नाल है. He has come from Toronto. Rajiv Raina is there sitting. Is there 55 years. He is still there. 6th grade तो इकट्ठे चल रहे हैं. So we have other friends over here. Raj is there. Everybody's over here. So I would like to thank once again to everybody, to all our guests over here from Gurjaran side. I welcome them. Thank you very much for coming over here. And जे तुहाडी सेवा च कोई भी किसी तरह की कमी रहे तो प्लीज इग्नोर करियो ते साडे नाल सहयोग करते हो. थैंक यू वेरी मच. उस तो बाद अगेन बेटा सनी ते जैस्मिन नू वंस अगेन फैमिली विच बहुत बहुत निघा इन्हां दा जो असी स्वागत कर सकते हैं. तुसीं देखिया कि एक परिवार ही नहीं पूरे का पूरा साडा परिवार इन्हां नू वेलकम जी आया करदा है. God bless you and ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਿਓ ਕਿ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਛੀ ਖੁਸ਼ਹਾਲ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇਵੇ ਔਰ ਸਤਿਬੁੱਧੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ। Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Enjoy your night.
Guys, ek wil hoor zo'n Natalia. Guys, make some noise. Come on. Thank you guys for those lovely words. Thank you guys once again. One more time, guys. A big round of applause. And let's give it up for the groom's parents, guys. Thank you. And up next, without any further ado, please help me bring up the bride's parents. Make some noise. Mr. and Mrs. Gurjar and Herleen, guys. Come on.
Family and friends, everyone, every first, thank Reji for the kind words and accepting us as a family. Today is a day filled with joy, love, and few bittersweet emotions for us. Standing here looking at our beautiful daughter, Jasmine as a bride, we find ourselves reminiscing about the days when she was just a little girl, running around our home, filling it with laughter and mischief. It feels like only yesterday that we had our tiny hands guiding her through life's early steps, taking her to very first time to take her to school, college dorm, and now we see her taking a new wonderful journey with Amarpreet, her charming prince. She has chosen hand in hand with love. With love and trust. As you step into this new chapter with Amarpreet, we want you to remember the values and traditions that our family holds dear. Love, respect, and the strength to stand together in both happiness and challenges. To Amarpreet and with Palaviji, Saramjit Panji, Mani and Tanya, we welcome you to our family. You have not only won Jasmine's heart, but ours as well. We trust you all to be her partner in every moment, to stand by her side and cherish her as we do. You are now a part of us, and together we will all build a home filled with warmth, understanding, and unconditional love. So life is not 100% perfect. So there will be ups and downs for both of you, for the family, but we are both of us as a family behind you. As parents, our prayers and blessings are all with you. To Amarpreet and Jasmine, may Vaiguji guide your journey with wisdom, protect you with grace, and bless you with endless happiness. May your love grow stronger with each passing day, and may life be filled with boundless joy. And finally, we'd like to thank all, especially my sister who gave us a surprise, coming on the 20th from India. My brother-in-laws, Navjit Singh, and our friends from California and New York and Toronto. Okay, yes, and New Jersey, of course, New Jersey. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming here and celebrating with us. Let's all have a big round of applause for both Jasmine and Amarpreet.
so much. Guys, one more time, a big round of applause. Thank you guys. Make some noise for the bride's amazing parents. Everybody go to Zona Natalia, come on.
Guys, let's take a picture. Okay, hustle, big smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, once again, a humble request. While someone is up here sharing lovely words, I'd like to ask everyone to please settle down and give your undivided attention to whoever's on the mic. And up next, a big round of applause and help me bring up the one and only bride's amazing brother. Let's give it up for Simran!
Alright, I had a speech, but I'm going off the dome now. I'm kind of happy, this is nice. So first of all, let me clarify one thing. I am Jasmine's younger brother. Everyone thinks I'm older than her. She's 5 years older than me. So please stop saying that. I'm not that old. I'm 45. Try to get some jokes, otherwise I'm going to start crying, alright? So first of all, Jesse, as you guys may or may not know, actually, anyone have the Benji poster? Where's Benji at? That was there earlier. Anyone still have that? Alright, forget it. She loves her cats. Her cat, he was the most important person to her forever until she left me with him for about a year and a half. When she moved to New York City to be with Sunny, which is when I knew that this was serious and Sunny was the one. I would like to thank Jasmine for being the greatest sister I've ever had. Without her, I wouldn't be the young, respectful man that I am today, and I'm glad that she has always been there for me throughout it. We went to college together, she was always there behind my back, and because of her, I have 2 adorable cats. My parents hated it, but she just said, do it, and now my parents love them too, so we're a cat family now. Sonny said yuck, but forget that, he ain't about that now. Once you live with Benji, bro, it's different, you like it. Except when all of his hair should company, so don't worry about that. So, thanks. It took 25 years for me to get a brother. I got 2. I got Sunny and Money now. I have my other sister. Where's Benjamin at? Right there. I know we had a start with Anya. The family keeps getting bigger. As a kid, I always took these moments for granted, not understanding how family comes together like this, but as you get older, these moments are very special. Don't know when I last saw everyone like this together, especially after COVID. So I would like to thank everyone for coming out here. Sunny. No, I'll say it for you. You got that. But just in case Knicks lose, Sunny, we got something to talk about. Yeah, Knicks won game 3, so did Cavs. I was happiest that I could get the best person ever. We got 3 more games to win. Don't get too hyped. Trust me, I was already on that train. Sunny, good luck finding vegan food wherever you go. It sucks. I had to deal with it. She knows some good spots now. It's not as bad as it used to be, but at least New York's diverse to find something good. Maybe. Definitely not cheese. Stay away from vegan cheese, please. When I grew up, I was never allowed to make fun of Jesse or Benjamin. As soon as I would say anything, or I didn't do anything, I could raise my hand in a different room and I get yelled at. My parents would automatically just start yelling, Simmer, when something happens. I don't know why, I didn't do anything. I don't think I was that much of a troublemaker, but I guess I was. But now that Sunny's here, I got someone that I can make fun of Jasmine with, so thank you for that. Yeah, other than that, thanks everyone for coming out. This is amazing. So great to see everyone, meet new people. Thank you all for coming out.
Guys, make some noise for Simran out there. Come on!
Okay, that's the good picture. Okay. One step this way, one step this way. Yes, okay, good. Closer. All right, big smile, everybody. Big smile. One more time, one more time. Thank you.
One more time, guys. A big round of applause for the bride's amazing brother. Let's give it up for Simran. Come on! And without any further ado, up next, make some noise and help me bring up the groom's brother, aka best man and Bobby. Make some noise for Manny and Tanya. Come on!
Good evening, everyone, and Sat Sri Akal Saryana. I want to begin with saying thanks for everyone who traveled here from India, New Zealand, Canada, Ohio, and every possible state I can think of, and obviously here at home in New York. And I would also like to extend thanks to our wonderful parents who made all of this possible. We love you guys, and we're so blessed to have you in our lives. Here's a little backstory. As a kid, growing up, I have always longed for an older brother who would pull my leg and have my back. Although my siblings checked most of these boxes, but there was still a void within. The day I met Sunny Paji, I knew Babaji answered my prayers, and I got an older brother. And Sunny Paji has lived up to those standards every day. So thank you, Paji. Thank you. Jasmine, the day Sunny Paji met you, I saw a change in him. He is happier, more driven, and he started doing his own laundry. A miracle I've ever seen one. Jokes aside, you really bring out the best in him, and for that I'll be forever grateful. Paji and Jasmine, I hope that your lives are filled with love, and your lives with adventure and a lot of kids. On behalf of Walia family and Fateh and Arzu's Shoti Mummy, I welcome you to home. So welcome home, Jasmine. Can't wait to see you. Cheers to the happy family. Love you.
Hello, hello, hello. I want to say good evening, Sat Sri Akal to everyone that's come from near and far. Just wanted to thank everyone that's here. Just want to give a big shout out to Jasmine and my brother Sunny. They look awesome tonight. Let's do this. Alright, the week is almost over. We still have about 2.5 hours, so let's enjoy this. I know that Tanya got the credit for doing all the wedding planning. My dad, my best parents, they forgot about me. It's okay. You know, maybe next time, if anyone needs a wedding planner, we got you, all right? I got you. Friends and family discounts applied. Jasmine. I'll start with ladies first. She's a vegan, you know? Me and Simran were talking about this. I'm like, how do I start this conversation over here? And I realized we have something in common. We don't like her being a vegan.
Well, actually, it's alright. Okay?
That's okay. Okay, we change our topic to the side now.
Pay for the food, that's about it.
Okay, got it. So, you know, even though she's a vegan, she's a great human being. And I see my brother, you know, it's a cliche thing to say that, you know, your partner brings the best out of you, and Jasmine's done that. So I've seen that happen. So I'm very thankful for her. thankful for her parents, her family that's here too today. They raised a great daughter, so we're happy with her for now. If she become less of a vegan. So I'll start with my brother, my right-hand man. So, this started when me and Sunny have a 2.5 hour year gap. And when my mom was pregnant, I used to say I want a younger brother. And I also wanted to name him Sunny. And when I could find out, like 32 years later, we have them right here. And so with that being said, one thing about Sunny is he strives for greatness. Great human being as well, great heart. And I know that we have had artists back in the days when we used to play games. Our poor PS1, GameCube, Xbox, those wired controllers got smashed in and out because he didn't want to lose to me. Never once. And I'm gonna give a big shout out to the Call of Duty people over here. During COVID times, I've heard that verbal onslaught, and I'm thankful you guys are still here today. And it's time. I just want to say, this is very near and dear to my heart, and I want to say, let's go Knicks in 7. Let's go. Once again, I want to thank everyone that's here, my best family, my parents, everyone that's came from all of our. Big shout out once again, congratulations to the people right here. Jasmine and Sunny, our favorite couple for tonight. Thank you so much.
Guys, one more time, a big round of applause for Tanya and Manny. Guys, make some noise out there, come on! Alright guys, up next, I need everyone to give a big round of applause. Up next, please help me welcome the bride's friends, Ria and Kavina. Make some noise for them, come on!
And I'm Kavina. We are two of Jasmine's bridesmaids, closest friend, and today, emotional messes. Also, here on behalf of Kea, who couldn't be with us because she's literally due any minute. She sends all of her love and will definitely be watching this on video.
So we met Jasmine about 12 years ago, freshman year at the Ohio State University. I connected with her instantly when we realized we were both Sikh Punjabi and had super similar backgrounds. We even ended up having the same vegan anniversary. Was it fate? Definitely.
Jasmine and I met through Ria and Kea, and we bonded instantly. What started as seeing each other occasionally quickly turned into me stealing her clothes as a roommate. She became one of my sisters, someone whose friendship I deeply valued. Jasmine would bring me home during college when she knew I needed a home-cooked meal, and trust me, she knew. That's just the kind of person she is. Thoughtful, generous, and always there when you need her. I have so many hilarious stories with Jasmine, though most of them are pretty embarrassing to share without risking our friendship tonight. But let's just say, college was a golden era, and we still wish we could hit rewind on those years.
One thing you need to know about Jasmine, she's the ultimate friend. No matter what's happening in her life, she's the one who's always checking up on you. She somehow manages to keep up with everyone. Just look at who all of her friends are here. High school friends, college friends, pharmacy school friends, post-grad. She does it all and makes it look easy.
She's an incredible friend, loyal, hardworking, and fiercely dedicated to whatever she sets her mind to. Did you know what she did during her short break before moving to New York? This girl finished pharmacy school, got her real estate license, bought a place in Columbus, and started renovating it by herself. No training, just a YouTube degree and pure determination. She even had a power tool phase, where 1 week later she proudly just had a handmade chair like it was a museum piece. So Sunny, just a heads up, Jasmine might tell you on a Tuesday she wants to build a deck, and by Friday she's out there with a power drill and blueprints.
Jasmine is also wonderfully weird. Like, if you start a movie with her, just know you're watching it alone after about 30 minutes. It's not personal, just biology.
She's not just my best friend, she's a sister I never had. When she moved to New York, I was beyond excited that we were finally in the same city again after 8 years. And then suddenly, Sunny swooped in. I remember when Jasmine first told me about him and she said, I don't know, I'm kind of confused, but I think I like him. And that's when I knew it was serious. When I met Sunny, he came off as this goofy gentleman. We bonded immediately, mostly by roasting Jasmine together, which I appreciated. Once, when she was staying over at my place and accidentally broke a plate, Sunny not only replaced it, but he also cleaned my whole apartment. I was like, that's when I thought, yep, he's the one. Even if he still refuses to visit Ohio, we'll work on that.
So I remember it was St. Patty's Day last year when Jasmine told me how serious she and Sunny were getting. She said this was the first time she felt so happy with someone. He fulfilled a lot of her wants, like building puzzles and writing short stories. It's all about the little things with Jasmine. My first experience with Sunny was quite memorable, not gonna lie. As some of you know, I am very, very vegan, so you can imagine I wasn't very happy when Jasmine and Sunny brought real chicken to our first get-together. But as the night went on and I witnessed how Jasmine and Sunny interacted, there was no doubt in my mind that he cared for her and made her happy. That earned him some brownie points in my book, and he has continued to earn more since. However, the chickens don't feel the same.
Now we want to share something from Kea, who couldn't be here, but sent this message for her.
So Kea wanted to let you know, when Jasmine first asked me to be her bridesmaid, she gave me a journal with a handwritten letter. She was so excited for the arrival of our baby girl and said she hopes our daughters will one day have a friendship like ours. That's Jasmine, someone you wish upon the next generation. Jasmine and Sunny, you two complement each other in the most beautiful way. You bring out the best in one another while keeping things grounded, goofy, and real.
Sunny, please take care of Jasmine. She's truly one of a kind and a gem. We love you both so much, and we're so excited to see your love grow, your dreams expand, and your furniture collection possibly handmade.
To Jasmine
and Sunny, cheers to a lifetime of love, adventure, and unfinished movies.
Guys, one more time, a big round of applause. Let's hear it for Rita and Kavina. Make some noise one more time. Alright guys, we are not done just yet. Up next, I need everyone to give a big round of applause. Now let me bring up the groom's friend and co-best man. Let's give it up for Mr. Sunil, guys. Make some noise!
Good evening. It looks like they saved the best for last, but I'm not brave enough to go off the top like the others. My name is Sunil, and I have the distinct honor of being the co-best man. For those unfamiliar with the term, I thought of a few examples to help. If this was an episode of The Office, Amber would be Michael Scott, and I'd be Dwight Schrute. If this was a Punjabi movie, he'd be Diljit Dosanjh, and I'd be Bindu Dhillon. And if that didn't make sense, you can blame ChatGPT. But at least the good news is, all our jobs are probably safe over AI from now. So I've known Amberpreet since the first grade. We went to the same elementary school, the same middle school, and the same high school. When we met, he was just 7 years old, and I was 7 years and 2 months. So naturally, he looked up to me from the very beginning. I was like the big brother he never had. Manny, I see you. Manny actually taught me everything I know about basketball, which is probably why I always get picked last, but that's enough about him. Now, if you've had the pleasure of being friends with Amberpreet, and judging by how packed this room is, most of you have, you know this friendship comes in many, many forms, and you never know which you're gonna get. I've been lucky enough to see them all. He's the kind of friend who'll fly to Brazil on a moment's notice to be there for your proposal, but will also record a video of you profusely sweating before the big moment, laughing the entire time in the background. He's the guy who will go home and get you a stool for you to sit on your haldi, and then throw an entire bucket of cold water at you while sitting on that same stool, making you question why you even invited him in the first place. And my personal favorite, last year I asked this man to use the CO2 cannon at my bra, and he of course aimed it directly at my face. Jasmine, you should know, you might not always get a nice Amberpreet, but you will always get a real Amberpreet. Honest, loyal, hilarious. He's not just around for the highs, anyone can show up for those, but he's the first one there for the lowest of the lows. Like when I literally fell down 2 flights of icy stairs. And that means more to me than I could ever put into words, and I know you'll feel the same. I think that's the Walia family way. They tell it like it is, they love hard, and they show up for the people who matter. And it shows. Just look around the room at all the friends and family here. If you didn't know, he actually is a man of many names, based on which group he's with. And if you don't believe me, let's put that to the test. I'm gonna need you guys to be loud for this. For those of you who know him as Sunny, make some noise. If you know him as Walia or Walls, get loud. If you call him Amberpreet or Amarpreet, let me hear you. Not that many people call him by his real name. And finally, for anyone who knows him as the Punjabi Superman, put your hands up. I thought Jasmine would, but I guess that's just me on that one. Sorry, man. Regardless of which group he's with, we all know one thing for sure. How much he hates smiling in photos. This weekend alone, I can't count the number of times I heard a photographer tell him to smile. Sometimes I'd be worried, like, man, how's this guy gonna find a girl while all his pictures look like mugshots? Who's gonna go for that? But then he met Jasmine, and thankfully, apparently she's into that. Suddenly, this tough, serious guy starts smiling all the time with her. He tapped into that soft side we always knew was there, and Jasmine, I've gotta say, you definitely bring out the best in him. You're incredibly sweet, grounded, and down to earth, and I honestly couldn't have imagined a better partner for him. And in return, you're getting one of the most loyal Knicks fans this city has ever seen. If that kind of blind optimism and patience doesn't translate to being an incredible husband, I don't know what will. Much like Amberpreet has cheered on the Knicks through every single up and down, and there have been a lot of downs as we know, we'll already cheer the two of you on for the rest of your lives. And speaking of the Knicks, the last time they made it this far was 1999, which is also the same year I met Amberpreet. And and if we didn't commemorate that moment today, we'd regret it. So the groomsmen and I decided on the best gift we could give them tonight. So if all the boys could get our gift ready, bring it up here right now, we'll go ahead and present it to the man of the hour. I'm gonna need you to come down for this to accept it. Come on, Manny, we need you up here too. Hold it up, tear it off. Oh, not that yet, not that yet. It's a signed jersey from none other than the King of New York, Jalen Brunson.
Okay, all right, get together, guys. Let's take a picture. Yes, right behind them. Right here. Come closer. Yes. Okay. All right, everybody. A little more. All right, big smile, big smile. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Everybody say yeah!
I'm not done, 1 second. Alright, so before I wrap this up, I just want to say what an honor it's been to have someone like Margaret in my life. I grew up an only child, but I never felt like it, and it's because I was lucky to know him. I'm very proud to call this man my brother. But here's to Margaret and Jasmine. May your love be as loyal as your Knicks fandom, as genuine as your family ties, and as real as your friendship. But if everyone could please raise their glasses and join me in cheering the happy couple.
Guys, make some noise for Sunil one more time. A big round of applause. Come on!
Okay, big smile, everybody. Big smile. One last one. Excellent. Thank you.
And at this time, let's ask our bride and groom to please make their way on the other side of the dance floor for our performances. All right, guys, real quick. How many of you guys think your groom looks absolutely handsome tonight? Make some noise for Marie, y'all. Come on. And how many of you guys think your bride looks absolutely stunning? Make some noise. All right, guys, at this time, we are going to begin our performances. So I need everyone to give a big round of applause as I bring up our first performers. Please make some noise for the bride's friends. Let's give it up for Meredith, Courtney, Ria, Galina, Bruta, and So Young. Make some noise out there, guys. Come on. One more time, guys. Clap those hands, make some noise out there. Come on.
Cinderella,
All right, guys, one more time, a big round of applause. Let's give it up for the bride's friends, guys. Make some noise, come on! And for our next performance, please help me bring up the bride's brother and cousins. Let's give it up for Simran, Iqbal, and Manpreet. Guys, make some noise, come on! One more time, make some noise out there, let's go! One more time, guys, make some noise out there for the bride's brother and cousins, come on! Guys, come back real quick for a picture, let's go. Ladies, gentlemen, family, friends, up next. Now, I'm usually at a reception, at an event like this, we have a very special father-daughter dance. However, today we're gonna switch things up a bit. Our bride's father is gonna be singing us a very lovely song. So make some noise out there, guys, come on!
Thank you. चंदा मैं चंदा तुझे कैसे मैं ये समझाऊं मुझे लगती है तू कितनी प्यारी रे जस्सू मेरे जस्सू तुझे कैसे मैं ये समझाऊं मुझे लगती है तू कितनी प्यारी रे मुझे लगती है तू कितनी प्यारी रे खुशियाँ जितनी है सब ढूंढ ढूंढ के लाऊं तेरी डोली के संसारी कर दूं रे जस्सू तेरी डोली के संसारी कर दूं रे तू जो आई सज के रच रच के सोनी ये दिल कितनों का खाए रज के तू सोनी जिंद माही बे सोनी जिंद माही बे Hey New York तेरे माथे झूमर चमके तेरे आँखों में चमके रे माही वे सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे everybody say and once more जस्सू एंड अमरप्रीत दोनों सोने सोने लगते ने जस्सू अमरप्रीत दोनों सोने सोने लगते ने थैंक यू लव यू न्यू यॉर्क
Guys, we can do better than that. One more time, make some noise out there for the bride's father. Come on!
तेरे माथे झूमर दमके तेरे कानों वाली चमके है रे.
Alright guys, up next we have a very special mother-son dance. So a big round of applause, Zor Natalia. Please help me bring up your groom Amarpreet along with his beautiful mother. Make some noise guys, come on!
The Masters.
देख बेबे अज सब कुछ देता मालक ने ये सब कुछ तेरे करके है तू जो भी मैंने सिखाया मेरे लिए कीता लव यू बेबी बहुत प्यार करदा तेनू हो तेरे नाल जिंदगी दे हासे माए मेरी तू ही है बस चारे पासे माए मेरी तेरे बगैर किन्ने पुछना है दस मैनू तेरे लिए पुत तेरा खासे माए मेरी जिंदगी जिउणी नाले जिंदगी नू पढ़ना मैं अपने पैरां ते किद्दां वड्डे होके खड़ना मैं तेरे बिना दस किन्ने पुछना है माए मैनू तेरे नाल प्यार बस तेरे नाल लड़ना मैं बाटा दे शूर नाले रिक्शा ते जाना माई लड़ियां खड़ाउणे खाद रेड़ियां ते खाना माई बापू दे गुस्से नू भी चले आए तू बेबे.
Make some noise guys, make some noise one more time. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
दुनिया ता देखदी तमाशे माए मेरी तेरे नाल जिंदगी दे हासे माए मेरी तू ही है बस चारे पासे माए मेरी तेरे बगैर किन्ने पुछना है दस मैनू तेरे लिए पुत तेरा खासे माए मेरी मैं तू सब है तू मिट्टी है तू पानी है तू जिंदगी दी रानी है तू मेरी भी कहानी है तू हंसा तू रोना तेरे ना जीना तू वैरी ते मैरी की मेरे च होना तेरे नाल खुशियां तेरे नाल रामां तेरे बिन ना माए चलदियां
Guys, make some noise out there one more time. Let's give it up for your bride also. One more time, come on! Make some noise for the groom's father, guys, come on!
दिन रात कीता जी ने एक मेरे ਲਈ ਪਲ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਬੈਠਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟਿਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਅਹਿਸਾਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਸੋਚ ਸੋਚ ਅੱਖੋਂ ਚੁੱਚੋ ਗਿਆ ਬਾਪੂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਦੇਖਣ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਈਕਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਜੋਗਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਬਾਪੂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਦੇਖਣ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਈਕਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਜੋਗਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੱਚੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਤਾਇਆ
Guys, one more time, let's give it up for that beautiful performance. Can everyone make some noise, guys? Clap those hands, come on!
मैं मंगदा हां तेरी तंदुरुस्ती सच्चे रब अगे दोवें हथ जोड़ के मेरे हिस्से दे भी दुख सिरा नाल सैंदा अपने जो दिलां च लको गया बापू तेरे करके मैं तेरा देखन हो गया साइकलां ते गड्डी ते मैं गड्डी जोगा हो गया बापू तेरे करके मैं तेरा देखन हो गया साइकलां ते गड्डी ते मैं गड्डी जोगा हो गया ਚੰਦਰੇ ਗਰੀਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਨ ਸੀ ਬਾਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਛੱਤਾਂ ਲੇਪ ਮਿੱਟੀ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਚੇਤਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਭੁੱਲਿਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਫਿਕਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਦਾੜੀ ਚਿੱਟੀ ਦਾ
Guys, everybody hold Zor Natalia for that lovely performance and surprise performance.
ਹੋ ਗਈ ਦਾੜੀ ਚਿੱਟੀ ਦਾ ਇੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਇੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ
Alright guys, real quick, Brightside, where you guys at? Brightside, make some noise out there, come on! Groomside, where you guys at? Groomside, let me hear you guys. Alright guys, up next for a very special performance. Let's give it up for your bride and groom. Make some noise for Amarpreet and Jasmine, come on!
ਅੱਜ ਮੇਲੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਗਮ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹਰਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਚਿੱਤ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਬਣੀ ਛਿੜ ਗਈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਾ ਹੀ ਜੱਗ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਾ ਹੀ ਜੱਗ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੱਥ ਫੜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਮੱਲਾ ਕੱਢ ਕੁੜਤੇ ਤੇ ਪੱਟ ਵੇ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਆਲੇ ਫੜ ਕੁੰਜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਂਭ ਲੈ ਤਿਜੋਰੀਆਂ ਆਲੇ ਫੜ ਕੁੰਜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਂਭ ਲੈ ਤਿਜੋਰੀਆਂ ਖਸਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਵੇ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਮੰਜਲੀ ਵਜਾ ਸ਼ੋਰਾ ਲੰਮੇ ਦਿਆ ਮੰਜਲੀ ਵਜਾ ਸ਼ੋਰਾ ਲੰਮੇ ਦਿਆ
Guys, one more time, let's give it up for your bride and groom, Zor Natalia, guys, come on! We can do better than that. One more time, make some noise out there for your bride and groom! Alright guys, at this time, I'd like to hand off the microphone to our bride and groom for some lovely words. Let's make some noise for them, guys. One more time, a big round of applause.
Ready to go, but I'm just going to make it quick and short. Thank you so much for coming here and celebrating Amarpreet and I. Thank you for those who hopped on a plane for the very first time, and those who drove long, long hours from endless states to get here. Special thank you to my bridesmaids for helping out so much throughout this entire weekend, for lending me their shoes. Thank you for my older sister, who has made it possible for me to be a great older sister to my brother. She is my rock. I love her dearly. Thank you to my brother for always being there for me. And most importantly, thank you to my parents, because I wouldn't be here without you, and I mean that in more ways than one. Thank you for always supporting me, always having my back, and just loving me endlessly. When I told my parents about Amarpreet, I'm going to call him Sunny, because that is what I call him. When I told my parents about Sunny, they were over the moon, and they have only loved him more and more each and every day. I have a story, I'll keep it for another day, but I just want to say thank you guys all for coming here, and I am so thankful for this new family that I get now. I have been so blessed not to have one pair of beautiful parents, but a whole new pair of parents. Thank you for welcoming me in your home, thank you for taking care of me when I'm sick, and thank you for making New York feel like home. And with that, I will give it to my husband.
Last time we were all together, my speech didn't go that well, so I should go. But this time I wrote it down. Sashigalaji, Jian, welcome everyone. First off, I want to apologize to everyone for hosting our reception during the Knicks game, but Knicks in 6. We've all heard how a wedding is the only time you get most of the people you love are under one roof. So like Jasmine, I want to take a few moments here to show my love and appreciation for some people in my life. I want to start with Jasmine's family, aka my new family. I want to thank each and every one of you for accepting me with such warmth and love, from our aunts, uncle, cousins, brother, sister, but especially my new mom and dad. And now to my old family, my mom, dad, and older brother. I cannot mention my parents without mentioning my brother because he too raised me. I was very lucky that not only did I get the world's best parents, but I got an older brother to take care of me as well. It feels silly to say thank you to them because I could be the world's richest man and still not get close with paying. aka my papima. She's my older sister and younger sister wrapped in one. She annoys the hell out of me like a younger sister, but takes care of me like an older sister. Thank you, Bobby. Okay. Next, I want to thank those who have come here from far to join us today. We have people all over America, Canada, India, and New Zealand with us. I want to especially thank Justice Bearduji, my Pinky Masi, Bawa Uncle, Bitti Bua, and my cousins Guria and Kamar Paji. And Fateh. I've been blessed with some amazing people in my life, from the Iqbal family, to a great Didi and her family, to Raj Uncle. Where's Raj Uncle? Well, Raj Uncle who stood by us during tough times, my brother's friends and their families, and also the group I affectionately call the Gurdwara Sun Soccer Crew. We don't have any extended family in America. My dad is the only one from this side here, and my mom is the only one from her side here. But you would never know it because they all show up for any and every event we have. I want to especially shout out Sata Mindalapaji, whose energy is endless, and Bhagwanti, who we're missing today. I've also been blessed with the group of friends that I have. I'll be the first one to say they know the hell out of me, but I'll also be the first one to say it was my whole damn chest too that I have the best group of friends, and there is no close second. Lastly, I want to thank our vendors, our caterers, our DJ, our totally, our photographers, our decorators, our makeup artists, not that Jasmine needed it, and the venue. Thank you for all your hard work. And I'm thinking about someone else, and I'd like to thank my wife, Jasmine. And that's it.
Guys, come on, we can do better than that. A big round of applause for your bride and groom one more time. And up next, guys, we are gonna move forward with the cake cutting ceremony. So I'd like to ask our bride and groom to please get behind the cake table. Guys, open up your phones, open up your cameras. It's a very special moment, and I want everyone to get excited and make some noise one more time. Let's hear it, come on.
तेरे सुपने लगे मैनू हाय ओ रब खैर करे आपा दो तो लगे एक हो हाय ओ रब खैर करे तेरे सुपने लगे मैनू हाय ओ रब खैर करे आपा दो तो लगे एक हो हाय ओ रब खैर करे हाय ओ रब खैर करे
And there is folks, make some noise, come on!
ਯਾਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇੜਾ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਟੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਚਾਲ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇੜਾ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਟੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਹਾਏ ਨੀ ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਗੋਟੇ ਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਓ ਰੱਬ ਖੈਰ ਕਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੋ ਤੋਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਹਾਏ ਓ ਰੱਬ ਖੈਰ ਕਰੇ तेरे सुपने लगे मैनू हाय ओ रब खैर करे हाय ओ रब खैर करे
Guys, make some noise as they feed each other, come on!
जलेबियां दी चानी
One more time, a big round of applause, guys, let's go!
सोने मखाने लगे गौंदी जलेबियां दी चानी वांगू चाल के छोड़नी चट्टुआ सोने मखाने लगे गौंदी जाग लगिया जाग लगिया
जाग तुतनू लगिया काबी हो हाय रब खैर करे
तेरे सुपने लगे मैनू हाय ओ रब खैर करे
आपा दो तो लगिया एक होर हाय रब खैर करे तेरे सुपने लगिया मैनू
हाय ओ रब खैर करे हाय ओ रब खैर सच हो बड़े ना निक्कियां निक्कियां अखियां दे
Alright guys, at this time, let's ask our bride and groom to please lead us in the dance floor for a very special romantic couples dance song. And at this time, let's invite all the beautiful couples in the room to please join them on the dance floor. Once again, engineering Zodi and Jodi and Benki Apni Kamarij. Guys, please join them on the dance floor for a very special couple dance song. Let's go!
सुपने सच हो बड़े ना निक्कियां निक्कियां अखियां दे पैर जवानी दी सब खैर करेंदी आवे तेरी तोड़ लग जे तू उड़ी उच्चे महलां दी राजे बाप दी रानी राजकुमार प्यावे मैं कां गुंदड़ तेरियां तलियां चुग चुग महकण चिट्टियां गलियां तेरे बाबल मेरे सुनहरी आवे सुखी
Once again, can I have all the lovely couples in the room please join them on the dance floor, guys? Don't be shy, don't be shy. Let's go!
आज तो होया है मेरा कल सुनना चाहते ना तेरा
Let's go, guys, don't be shy.
आज तो होया है मेरा कल सुनना चाहते ना तेरा मैंने सुपने अंदरे वे तू चढ़िया फिरदा कोई तेरी मेरी अड़े आवे लखों टच बटना दी तेरी अड़े आवे लखों टच बटना दी तेरी मेरी
Let's go, guys. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. I don't want to see anyone stand out. Can I have all family and friends join us on the dance floor? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I know, sorry, on the dance floor. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
पानी पानी होगी मैं बट्टू हाँ करवाऊंगा अड़के कहना कुर्ती तेरी ते मैनू लटकन पट गए दूजा लटका कोबरा गिरदानी मेरे पिंड दे गेड़े मारदा मुंडा बिना वजातो फिरदानी मैं भी देखदी ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੱਡਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਚਿਰਦਾਨੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਗੇੜੇ ਮਾਰਦਾ
Let's go! Everybody hands up, hands up!
तू खब्बी सीट ते आवे चौथा गुड़े गेट्स फिर कर तेनू बिलो पुलिस दी रेड्स अज गुड़े शोरूम कोले मेरी तारिया सवेरे तालिया थाने मशालिया चलके नाले परचे बस चुप करके निकल शर्म तरा निकल शर्म तरा जट छोटा बैग मोटा जे दस दे होना पांगा निकल शर्म तरा निकल शर्म तरा पार कर तो बिना डर तो तू खब्बी सीट पे आवे बथेरा साडी डागरा दुनिया ते जागे डिपार्टमेंट बस डबेया बाबू सौदा चार कोड़े फिरता याद जटवार इथे कनेडा साडी जस्कानी बाहर मुझे बोलदा है बोली जावे सानू लाज कदे हुंदा नहीं दिमाग दे कमाल दा और बोले मैं ना बोला तू एवें दिल दे नाल जट छोटा बैग मोटा जे दस दे होना ताके शर्म तरा पार कर तो बिना डर तो सीट पे आवे तेरे नारिया चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी मंगे सकदे आऊं चंगे सकदे ताहीं सोचा टुकड़ा पवावा सोचा तेरे नाम खुदा सोचदी आ नामे ओदा पत्ती उत्ते करे तू बड़ा बागवा सोचदी फिरा दी मैं फट मदे नाल दी तो होर कोई जवान ओ मुझे ना मेरी हो जवे तुम्हारे बदी दे नाल दी चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी लगदा ना कि तेरा जवान सत्ती ना सत्ती दे नाल दी चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी चुन्नी मेरी रंग तेरे नारिया मेरे आदि गड्डी दे नाल दी
That's right, now you guys know this song, let's go, sing it! Come on, come on, come on! Here we go, sing along!
हाले थोड़ा साफ जानी लगदा है नाता वो तुम्हारी लंबी नहीं रखी है मोटे यार ने है दिखदा पैदा नहीं हो दिखदा बरांडा किरे तो लगदी तीनों एक तुम्हारी रस रोजी ने क्यों शकीनो हाले कि तू इटली तो आई मर जानी एक पास तू पेरिस तो मंगाया वैलेंटिनो तेनू क्यों ना देखा तेरे नाम की सिखा तेरे देखी लिखा एक तस्वीर में तेरी सच्ची कचरा दिल तेरे लगे जिंदगी सजा ओ सजना तेरे लगी सदा खुले दरवाजे ओ सजना तेरे लगी सदा खुले दरवाजे ओ सजना तेरे लगी
एक ते तवी दे रहना बन के तेरे ते दवाके विच टप के put those hands up, hands up.
right here up towards the stage. Can you guys see my hand? Let's bring it in right here, bring it up front. We're gonna do something special. We're gonna do it once and we're gonna do it right. I need one right here. Again, don't be shy, don't be shy. Bring it in, guys. Again, hold up. Again, guys. Groove side, bride side. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Again, don't be shy, don't be shy. Bring it right here, right here, right here, right here. Right here. Come on, let's go. All right, let's go, let's go. Come on. All right, who's having a good time tonight? Who's having a good time tonight? This next song is a very special request from your group. Let's go.
Call me like
Here we go, here, slide, put it up, put it up, put it up. Slide, put it up, now my whole team. Slide, put it up, now we get it. Slide, put it up, now the whole team. Slide, put it up, now we get it.
Tall guys in the back, ladies in the front. ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਜਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਨੇ ਥੋੜੀਆਂ ਲਾਗੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ today we're gonna do it a little different we already did that ਜਾਦੂ ਤੇ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀਰ ladies ਨੂੰ ਆਲਾ ਦੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ we're only gonna play it one time today ladies in the front guys in the back all my tall guys if you're a short guy ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੋਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਧਰੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਮੋਰੇ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੰਬੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਭਾਈ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ let's go all my short guys in the front join the ladies all my shorties let's go hey let's go Jasmine break it down that's right let's go somebody scream भाई मुड़े पीछे आ जाओ alright all my short guys let's go guys if we do this right we might go viral this is the part come on now 3
जोड़ी के थे आ जाओ सामने आ जाओ guys who knows how to end a Punjabi reception properly real gaddi that's right so can I have a bride and groom in the front aa jao where is our bride Jasmine aa jao guys let's get behind our bride and groom I want you guys to have fun. I want you guys to go around the room. Let's go. Pick it up. Let's go. Here we go. Come on. Guys, make some noise for yourselves one more time. One more song just for you guys. Let's go. You guys know what to do. Get those hands up. Come on. Goody, show us what you got. Let's go. DJ Jordan, drop it. Let's go. Come on. Here we go.
रब ने तोड़ दित्ती न तंगी कर चोरी रंग बिरंगी
Ajo, sorry, Ajo. Let's go on the dance floor, guys. Let's go. Come on.
रब ने तोड़ दित्ती न तंगी कर चोरी रंग बिरंगी ऊपरों से जिन्ना दी चंगी लख लख शुक्र मनो रब ने तोड़ दित्ती न तंगी कर चोरी रंग बिरंगी
Everyone sing it, let's go! One more time, let's go! Everybody, let's go, let's go! we have a special request for you. Make some noise for your Toli, guys. Let's go. Make some noise for Toli Kundi.
बारी बरसी खटन गया सी बताऊं मैं मेरे साइकिल ते टल्लियां बजाऊंगा
ਆ ਗਿਆ ਢੋਲੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਓਏ ਗੈਰੀ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਲਿਆਓ
ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਸਾਰੇ
ਵਾਲਾ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਮੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਮੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਦਸੇ ਚਵਾਰਾ ਨੀ ਬੋਤਲ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਨਾ ਸੁਣ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਲਲਕਾਰਾ
ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਲਗਰਾਣੀ ਸੀ